Good morning, class. Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Uh, so today we'll again discuss a new paper. Yesterday we discussed two papers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So before 2024, December 2024 and June 2025 we have discussed. Now we are going to, so we have to go to SOCIS. We have to search for SOCIS, that is School of Computer Information Sciences. And then we have to go to MCA new and OAD is this. So this is one more paper. Again, 3 hours, and question number one is compulsory. So it is, what is object modeling? List advantages of object modeling. Explain various stages in object oriented modeling. So remember we had yesterday seen in the first unit, block one, unit one, right? So the modeling part is in this only. So here it is. So object-oriented modeling. So it consists of analysis and design phases. Object-oriented modeling is divided into various stages: requirement analysis of system, designing of system, detailed designing with a focus on objects in the system, and implementing the model. So this is your diagram for object-oriented modeling stages. So question is, what is object-oriented modeling, and list advantages and various stages. So stages, so we have seen the definition will be this one, right? And so advantages also you have to so here, the object-oriented modeling approach is an encouraging approach in which software developers have to think about the application domain throughout most of the software engineering lifecycle. In this process, the developers is required to identify the inherent process of the application. First, the developer organize and understand the system correctly, and then they detail the data structure and functions of the system. Also, it is found that most of the good design comes from an analysis of bad design. So therefore, object-oriented modeling analysis plays a very important role, right? So you can solve a big problem by breaking it into many functional pieces and then working on each piece individually. For this, you need to perform proper analysis of the system, right? So this is what they have given you, that it consists of analysis and design phase, which are related but distinct. The first step of OAD is identifying requirements and developing an object model of the application domain. Software specifications are established during analysis. In this phase, various models, where models an attempt is made. Using various models, an attempt is made to understand the problem by looking at real world concepts. So first is, we are in object oriented modeling, we are catering to real world objects. This is one of the advantages, right? We are breaking down the model in our software into various phase, you can say, um, modules. So that is also one of the advantages. We have reusability as one of the advantages in object oriented modeling. So you have to give those examples. Share one advantage is sharing of structure and behavior. The other is emphasis on object structure and not on operation implementation. So this is a basic philosophy of object orientation. So these are the two basic advantages, you can say. So this is one of the questions they have asked. Then second is, what is a critical time critical system? Explain how objects communicate in time critical system. Also explain the need of synchronization in time critical system. So I in your block I don't find a time critical system, but time critical systems are those systems where the time is the most important thing. Within that time limit, you have to complete your task, right? Like in an air traffic control system, that is a time critical system. If two flights are coming from different directions but at the same altitude or same direct towards each other, right? So how you will divert within the time limit, you have to divert one of the flights or you can decrease one of the altitude of the flights, whatever. So within a time limit, it is a critical time. So time critical systems are those systems where time is the most important thing. Within that time, if you don't give a response or give anything, there will be a crash or the system will collapse. So that those kinds of system are known as time critical systems. And so in a time critical system, how objects communicate in time critical system is that in a time critical system, objects basically communicate through message passing only, right? And there is a time limit within that message is passed and where a response is received in for that. And also explain the need of synchronization in time critical systems. Synchronization is very important because if you are not responding in time and your processes are not synchronized, right, so it can create a deadlock or a starvation situation, which we yesterday also had seen in a situation. So synchronization is also important in a time critical system, right? So if you go for here also in on the internet also. So time critical system, if you see, a time critical system is a computer system where the timing of its output is as important as the correctness of the output itself. So failing to meet a deadline can cause the system to fail, and the consequence can range from degraded performance to catastrophic failure. Depending on the system specific requirement, these systems are often found in areas like avionics, robotics, and process control, but also include applications like online banking and ticket booking also. So how time critical systems are used in online banking and ticket booking systems? So you have session management in online banking for your payments and for your login also. Within that time, if you are not responding or your system is idle, you will automatically get timed out or something. In ticket booking also, within the time limit, if you have not put your OTP within that time limit, the OTP will expire or something like that. There are certain things which are implemented in all the systems is there. So key characteristics are deadlines, fault tolerance, real world interaction, embedded systems. So these, so you use in avionics, like I told you, air traffic control and all. Process control is there, robotics is there, banking and ticketing is there. So you use them. So these are the example, right? So this is what they are talking about in a time critical system, the question which was asked, right? Then what is persistent object? Yesterday also we have seen this. Persistent object is permanent, which is required even after the application is closed, right? So it is saved in a database, so even after the application is closed you can access the persistent object. So how is it different from transient object? Persistent means permanent, which is saved in the database, and transient means temporary, which is not saved in the database. So it will be only available until the application is on. When the application is closed, it is not available. So that is transient. What are derived attributes? Discuss the role that they play in design optimization. So when we talked about design optimization, I think design optimization was in unit 10 or 11, I don't know. in this only design optimization is there. So they are talking about what are derived attributes. I don't know whether it is given in your. Hmm. Hmm. For design optimization, there are three tasks you have to do for optimizing your design. Look for access paths that are efficient. Try to rearrange the computing tasks for greater efficiency and save intermediate results for avoiding recomputation. So this third one, save intermediate results for avoiding recomputation, has a derived attribute. So a derived attribute is a function of one or more elements. So it is a function of one or more elements. For example, in a bank account class, the balance is a derived attribute. So this balance, this account class has a balance attribute, which is a derived attribute computed using current amount and the amount withdrawn. So how it is computed, the balance amount, how it is computed, the current amount and the amount withdrawn, right? So that will give you the balance. The current amount is, suppose whatever the current amount is in your bank account, and you withdraw certain amount from the bank. So after subtracting them, you will get the balance, right? So it is dependent on the constraint that the amount withdrawn cannot be greater than the current amount. So it is the current amount minus amount withdrawn. So your current amount should be greater. If it is not greater, then you will not get the balance amount otherwise, right? So balance amount is dependent on the constraint that amount withdrawn cannot be greater than the current amount. So that is a constraint. So the derived element is shown with a slash specified ahead of the element name as given in figure. So this is a derived attribute. The class model differentiates between the independent base attribute and dependent derived attribute. These derived attributes might be added to new classes to store their values and avoid recomputation. So when the base class is updated, the classes containing the derived attributes are also updated. So the updations can be carried out in three different ways. So they have given you how updations are carried out. So actually derived attributes are attributes which are dependent on other attributes. After the computation of those attributes and the constraint or condition applied to those attribute, the balance will be given to you. So this is a derived attribute and it is an intermediate result, right, which is stored. So this is what derived attribute is all about. So it is used in your for saving intermediate results for avoiding recomputation in design optimization. It is used, right? So, like they are giving an ATM bank example, a bank looking for tracking or monitoring suspicious customers. A customer is considered to be suspicious by a bank when he or she attempts to evade the limits defined by the bank. So, a class suspicious group could have numerous updates. The new class suspicious group catches the derived attribute so that suspicious behavior can be monitored. Also, it would be convenient to record comments and annotations in this class. So they are having a derived attribute from other classes, which will catch the suspicious in the class suspicious group. It will catch the behavior of, or it will monitor the behavior of the customers. Accordingly, it will catch who are the suspicious customers. So that is what derived attribute is all about. So it is given in your this design optimization part, right? What is association? Explain one-to-one association with the help of example diagram. Also explain how it is implemented. So this we had done in the previous question paper also. What is association? One-to-one association. We have to show and we have to also show the implementation. So I've told you yesterday also the implementation in your fourth block it is. Then these were questions which were compulsory. Question number one. Now is question number two. From two, three, four, five, you have to do any three. So, second question, A part is what is collaboration diagram? Explain how methods are created from collaboration diagram with the help of an example. So, how methods are created using this. So, in this is in block 4. So, if we go to block 4 and we have this one. So, unit 13 we have collaboration diagram. So the collaboration diagram is a UML diagram that comes under the interaction diagram and depicts the relationship between the objects in a system. It defines functionality of the system by demonstrating a set of chronological interactions between objects. This is what the definition they have given. So collaboration, here also they are giving you the same definition. It is basically used to demonstrate how objects interrelate to perform the behavior of a specific use case. A collaboration diagram carries a similar type of information as a sequence diagram. It focuses on the object structure instead of the chronology of messages passing between them. Right. So, sequence diagram and collaboration. Collaboration is also known as communication diagram. Both are interaction diagram and they represent the interaction between the objects. The key purpose of creating this diagram is to illustrate the relationship between objects and work together to perform a particular task. That is what collaboration diagram is. Now they are asking you explain how methods are created from collaboration diagram with the help of an example. So how methods are created, like here, uh, we'll go for an example. Like here, let us consider a collaboration diagram of ATM transaction. For this example, first you create a use case diagram and then draw a collaboration diagram so that you can use. So in the use case diagram, you are showing that customer can insert ATM card into the card reader of the ATM console. The card reader reads and verifies the card. ATM console displays a message and prompts the customer to enter PIN. Customer enters the PIN. ATM console verifies PIN with bank database and confirms the PIN is valid. If PIN is invalid, ATM console notifies the customer with a message and ejects the card. If PIN is valid, ATM console represents a prompt with options such as deposit, withdraw, and transfer money. Customer selects withdraw option. ATM console presents prompt to the customer for an accurate amount to be withdrawn. The customer enters the amount. ATM console verifies with the bank database whether the customer account has sufficient funds, otherwise shows an insufficient fund message. Then ATM console deducts the money from the customer's account, puts the requested amount in cash dispenser and prints a receipt. ATM console rejects the card and becomes ready for another transaction. So this is what in a use case you are showing that this is what is happening, right? So from the use case, now you this is what the flow of use case was. Now you are showing in the communication diagram how things are happening. So you have customer, card reader, ATM console, bank database, cash dispenser. These are your what are these? These are your and you can say the objects or the entities who are interacting: customer, card reader, ATM console, bank database, cash dispenser. The customer first message is customer first insert the card to the card reader. The second is card reader reads the card and sends it to the ATM console. The ATM console then prompts for the pin, right? Customer then enters the pin to at the ATM console. Customer enters the pin at the ATM console, right? Here fourth message enters the pin. ATM console verifies the pin. Fifth message is verifies the pin from the bank database, right? The bank database will eject if your pin is wrong or a card is wrong. Otherwise the ATM console will get a message and it will ask prompt an option. If your pin is correct, it will prompt an option. Seventh message, the customer selects the option for withdrawal. Eighth message, right? ATM console then asks ninth messages, prompt the amount to the customer, right? The customer 10th messages enters the amount at the ATM console. The ATM console verifies the amount from the bank database whether the amount is can be deducted. The the amount in the bank is available and it can be deducted, right? Yeah, that is the withdrawn amount is less, so it can be deducted. So 12th messages, it deducts from bank itself the amount, right? And then it puts the cash. 13th is puts the cash in the cash dispenser, and 14th is print the receipt, right? So this is what the communication diagram has been drawn. Now how will you find out the methods from this, right? So using the above flow of messages, you can construct the collaboration diagram where messages or methods are flowing between objects with the sequence number. The sequence number specifies the ordering of the messages. The messages appear with pointing arrow from the sender object to the receiver object. When you create a collaboration diagram for the real business application, you can create methods as per need. So the classes and their methods are created in the collaboration diagram as shown here. So the classes will be customer, card reader, ATM console, cash dispenser, bank database. So these are your classes. So what methods customer is doing? Customer is inserting the card, customer is entering the amount, customer is selecting an option, customer selects an option, and customer enters a pin. So insert card, enter amount, select option, enter pin. These are the methods of the customer. What are the methods for ATM console? ATM console is prompt the pin, prompt options, prompt amount, uh, and verify amount, and verify pin. So prompt pin, verify pin, prompt option, prompt amount, verify amount. So these are the ATM console. The card reader has only one method, that is read card, and then bank database has eject card, deduct amount, put cash, print receipt. These are for eject card, deduct amount, put cash, print receipt for bank database. So now you can
Excuse me, madam.
yes.
Good morning, madam. What I want to ask is that eject card must be a function of that machine, no? That the bank database sends the information that the person's PIN is not correct or his transaction is over. Then the
Hmm.
machine will eject the card, no? So it must be the method of this ATM console rather than that of the bank database.
Yes, but the ATM console will only eject the card when the bank database tells it to. Otherwise, it will
Okay,
not.
okay, okay.
That's why. Right. So these are the these. This is how you create methods from collaboration diagram. So they are saying now you can transform methods defined in collaboration diagram into executable code. So this is what the answer to your question is. Right. What is collaboration diagram? Explain how methods are created from collaboration diagram with the help of an example. So this is what is there. Then again, they have asked you what is design optimization. Explain the task to be performed for design optimization. So design optimization also we have seen right now. Uh, Here this is design optimization, that to the design model is built after we add the implementation environment details in the analysis model. The analysis model gives a robust structure whose performance can be optimized for the inefficient constructs. So we have to optimize and all the inefficient things which are there, or inefficient constructs which are there in our analysis model or in there, that we have to optimize. But an optimized system might not be reusable and may be more confusing to understand. Hence the act of balancing between efficiency and clarity becomes the biggest challenge for the designer. So to optimize, there are three tasks you have to do. Look for access paths that are efficient, try to rearrange the computing task for greater efficiency, and save intermediate results for avoiding computation. So these are the three paths. So this is what they are asking. Yesterday also we talked about that. Explain the tasks to be performed. So these are the three tasks you have to do for design optimization. Then third question is A part is define abstraction. Explain how abstraction results in modularity. Also explain the need of inheritance adjustment in the design process. So adjustment as inheritance. I think that is also here only. Uh, this is abstraction of common behavior and adjustment of inheritance. So in this only it is there. So if you go here, Adjustment of inheritance. So it would be convenient to create inheritance hierarchies between classes as we proceed further with the design. So they are saying you need to have inheritance hierarchies when you between the classes as you proceed. So following steps guide understanding the adjustment of classes and operations. So first thing you have to do is rearrangement of classes and operations to augment inheritance. That means you have to rearrange your classes in and operations in a way so that inheritance can be implemented. And abstraction of common behavior from a group of classes. So you have to see that some of the classes have a common behavior, so how you can implement or adjust inheritance in them. That is what is there. So when we examine classes during design, we find that several classes define the same operation. In such a case, creating an inheritance hierarchy using common ancestors is common practice. So if you are seeing that if you are designing a class and you have several classes which have same operations, so you can make a hierarchy kind of inheritance you can do because you have common ancestors. They are say, having the same method they are following, though often those operations in different classes are not identical. Hence, to include them with a single inheritance, the definition of the operation must be adjusted as per need. Similarly, the similarity between operations can be adjusted to make them identical by making their signatures the same and adjusting the number and type of arguments and outcome. Right. There are four different ways of adjusting the different type of operations to improve chances of inheritance. That is operations with optional arguments, operations that are special cases, generalization of names, irrelevant operations. So these are the things you have to cater to when you are rearranging classes and operations for adjusting the inheritance. Then abstraction of common behavior. While adding new classes and operations during design, the opportunity of adding inheritance hierarchy can also be explored. An inheritance hierarchy is easily recognizable amongst two classes with repetitive operations and attributes. They could possibly be specialization of the same thing, giving a higher level of abstraction. So, as in every inheritance relationship, a common superclass is created in which the common features are abstracted out and specialized features are defined within the subclass. Hence, abstraction can be defined. However, it is a good practice not to create direct instances of superclasses. The draw operation turns out to be a good example of this relationship, as the draw method could be used for rendering circles, square, and lines in the specialized classes, but attributes like thickness, color of the figure, and type of line are elements of the abstract class shape. So they have given you, we had seen the shape class, and shape has draw method and uh, something, and you can create a circle. Circle will also be drawn. Rectangle and triangle can also be drawn, but circle has a different formula. Square has a different formula. Triangle has a different formula for calculating the area or whatever. So that kind of a thing. So this is what they have explained here. Like here, they are saying the module for gas leakage detection could use a single class with one instance for each sensor used in the factory. However, if we keep in the view the future scope of the project, it might be possible that there would be other factories looking for similar deployment, but this deployment would require other type of gases to be detected through different sensors. So to meet this requirement, it would be a good idea to create a superclass sensor node which contains the common behavior of sensors and a subclass sensor MQ2, which provides reading and detection particular to sensor MQ2. So now the leakage detector system of factory is deployed in another factory which requires natural gas LPG detection. When we simply create a new subclass sensor MQ5, and specialized behavior can be added to this class without any changes to the existing
Excuse
classes,
me,
like
madam.
here. So sensor is
Excuse me,
a
madam.
superclass or the abstract class which you can. Yes,
Excuse me, madam. Madam, your
yes, yes.
screen is fixed. It is not moving.
My screen is not moving.
Yes, that was a
Everybody.
problem, no? Yes, that was a problem.
Now is it okay? Now can you see
Yes, yes, I
class?
can see. Yes, yes, now we can see.
So here abstract class, this is sensor node,
Yes.
right? So you have name, category, threshold value, sampling window, which is your superclass. You have two. Now suppose one MQ5 is for LPG gas detection. This is for some other gas detection, right? So what you are doing is this MQ5 has sensor volt, sensor values is separate. Apart from these attribute, it also has its own attribute and its own
Mhm.
methods also. And same way,
Okay.
sensor MQ will also have its own attributes and its own methods also,
Matrix. Right.
right? So you can also add if some other gas is there which has to be detected by the sensor. So you can add and make another child class of this sensor MQ4. Suppose there is another gas which needs to be detected, right? So you can add the classes under this sensor nodes. More classes can be added.
Okay.
So that is what this abstraction of common behavior is, right? Because we are talking about the future scope of the project also. So future scope, some other factories will have some other gases which needs to be detected. So they want such kind of a system where it can be implemented in other factories also. So that kind of a thing. So that is what the question they have asked is, if we go for the question paper, what is abstraction? Explain how abstraction results in modularity. Also explain the need of inheritance adjustment in the design process. So in the inheritance adjustment, we had seen that abstraction helps in common behavior. And what is abstraction? So if what is abstraction is your question, then you can go to uh, block 1, and abstraction is given here. Sorry, block 1, unit 1. Abstraction is one of the very important concepts of object oriented system. Abstraction focuses on the essential inherent aspect of an object of the system. It does not represent the accidental properties of the system. In the system development, abstraction help focus on what an object is supposed to do before deciding how it should be implemented. So the use of abstraction protects the freedom to make decisions for as long as possible by avoiding intermediate commitment in problem solving. So most modern languages provide data abstraction. With the abstraction, the ability to use inheritance and apply polymorphism provides additional freedom and capability of the system development. So this is there. So we can see abstraction in the real world all the time, and we just do not think of it in that specific way. One very common example you may take when you interact with using your mobile phones. All you do is open an application and press a button to make a call. Actually, you are performing a simple task, but in reality, a lot of things are happening that you may not know or do not need to know as a used user. This is actually abstraction, and it is applied as principle in object oriented modeling. So abstraction is basically you are hiding the necessary details, and you are just accessing the outside structure. Like you know how to drive a car, like you know how to drive a car, you know that you have steering, accelerator, brake, and uh, your clutch, right? You know that. But what is happening behind the accelerator when you press the accelerator, what is happening behind the clutch when you press the clutch, you don't know. Inside what is happening, you don't know. The implementation part, you don't know. Only the outside, you know how to use it. That is what abstraction is. You are hiding behind things behind that thing. That is what abstraction is. So that is what the definition is. And it helps in modularity. Like if you are dividing your a program into modules, right? So like one module is separate from the other module, so that is also hiding certain details, that one module doesn't know what is the other module is having the data, or what is implemented in that. So that is also one of the things. And to run a module, you are just running the module, and you are giving an input, you are getting an output. You don't know what is inside that module, what is happening. So that is also it results in modularity also. Then the next question is, what is DFD? Explain the advantages of using DFD. Draw 0 level and 1 level DFD for online examination system. This also we had talked about yesterday, right? And DFD is in your third block, and unit 11, I think.
First sem also we completed this topic and we did the DFD in examination also.
Yeah, I know that you had done that in. Okay. So from here also you can study the design optimization and inheritance adjustment in unit 11 also. Uh, so if it is not in that, unit 10 is not the one. I think so. It will be unit block 2, functional modeling. So in functional modeling, the DFD part is given. The functional model is a graphical representation of object-oriented analysis model. So you have three models in object-oriented modeling technique. There are three techniques. One is object model, the other is dynamic model, the other is functional model. Object model has class diagram and object diagram. Dynamic model have a state chart diagram, use case diagram, your communication diagram, sequence diagram are dynamic diagrams. And functional model has data flow diagram, DFD. So DFD is a simple graphical technique that represents an entire software system in terms of input fed to it, processing applied on these inputs, and output produced by the system, and various data stores used internally to store the data results. The focus is on the flow of data input to a system by a source, transformed by application of various processes, and then sent to a destination as output. This is what DFD is. And if you have to write these are the features of DFD can be explained with the help of primitive symbols, circle, arrow. So these are the symbols, you know that. So this is they have given you. Yesterday also we had seen the example here. So there are certain design flaws also which are there.
Should I share my DFD?
For what?
Just for like that, if you wish.
No, DFD is the example of DFD is given here also.
Right, right.
This is a context level online shopping system. Context level
Yes.
DFD is this. Administrator and customer
Mm,
are there. The admin
yes.
details and response are getting from the online shopping system, and customer detail and response are getting from the for customer. This is zero level or context level DFD. Then one level DFD, they will refine this online shopping system like this. From the customer point of view, you will have registration, customer login, manage account, purchase item, manage, make payment, return item. So this is up from the customer's point of view, right? One level DFD. What all he can do? He can register, he can log in, manage account, purchase item, make payment, return item. And there are databases connected to all of these, right? This is from the administrator point of view, it is admin login, manage category, manage item, manage order, manage report. So this is from the administrator point of view, what all he can do.
So in examination, we if generally it isn't asked without any role, so we can use it through any viewpoint also, no?
Yeah,
Like,
because they are asking you to have online examination system. So you can have an admin or a examiner or whatever or and a student,
yes,
right? And
right,
then you can make the zero level DFD and one level DFD.
yes.
So that is what they are telling you. So this is what they are telling you. So level 2 also now in level 2 you can refine, manage category, manage item, manage order, any one of them you can refine further. In like here they are refining manage account of the customer, view
The
account.
elaboration of the topic takes place.
Yes, in the first DFD the elaboration is done. That is your second level DFD, right? So this is what they have shown you, just an example, so that you can go through that, right? So this is your functional versus object versus dynamic model. So OMT has three models: Object model, dynamic model, and functional model. Object model, the purpose of this model is to show the static aspect of the software system, including depicting the attribute and operations that an entity can perform. So your object diagram and class diagram are the diagrams which are in the object model. Dynamic model, the purpose is to show the control aspect as well as the temporal and behavioral nature of the software system, or you can say the dynamic behavior of the system is shown in dynamic model. The sequencing of operations are shown in dynamic model. The focus is on what when the operations are done in response to an external stimuli. So like transition, state transition diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram are diagrams of dynamic model. And functional model is used to depict the functional aspect by showing various processes that include many sub processes within them, along with various transformations applied to data as it move in the system. So that is your DFD in functional model. So that is what they are talking about, right? So this is what your then fourth is what is dynamic model. Explain the use of dynamic model with the help of suitable diagram. Again, right now we studied what is dynamic model. Right now we saw that, right? The definition of the dynamic model, right? This is dynamic model, and they are saying you give a uh, ex- uh, explain the use of dynamic model with the help of suitable diagram. So you can show either state chart diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, any one diagram you can show for the dynamic model, which is showing the behavioral aspects of the system. B part is what is use case diagram. Explain various components of use case diagram. Draw a use case diagram for online examination system. Use case diagram is again the requirement of the system it is showing. So use case diagram will be in the block 1 unit 2, I think. No, classes it is, so it will be unit 3. Behavioral modeling. So here you will have use case diagram. So object diagram is okay. So here it is given what is use case diagram. So the use case diagram represent the dynamic behavior of the system. Use case diagram does not describe what a system does to accomplish a particular goal of the customer. It is a sequence of actions in various iterations during the performance of the system. It is represented in the form of an ellipse. Right. So use case, what are the objective of a use case diagram is used to express the dynamic expression of a system. It is used to determine the internal and external impact of system requirement. These specifications are based on design requirements. Therefore, when a system is required to collect its functionality, use cases are prepared and actors are used. The objective of use case diagram is to identify the requirement of the system, to get the external perspective of a system, to identify the internal and external factors and influence the system and show the relationship between actors. It's also describe the flow of the event. The elements or components of the use case diagram are system. It will have system will have a boundary, right, in a rectangle. Use case, this is your use case. Actor, this is your actor, right? So these are the components of your use case diagram. So this is your system, the rectangle, the system boundary. External actors will be there, and inside the system will be your use cases in the ellipse. So this is what the components are there. So this is what is asked. What is use case diagram? Explain various components of use case diagram, and then you are saying to make a use case diagram for online examination system, right? Then write short notes on the following. Aggregation is a whole part relationship. It is a kind of a association which is showing whole part relationship. And then integrity constraint, then implementation of control and object model. So aggregation you can find in any one I think law unit 2 you may find aggregation, and we'll just see. In association, maybe class and association. So so this is your they have given you the about the class. What is a class? You can read. So that is there. So relationship also they have given you. So association is a part of relationship between classes. It refers to relationship between classes in which object of one class are connected to the other. Association can also have more than two classes, which will be known as n-ary associations. One more form of association is called aggregation. So aggregation that specifies a whole part relationship between the aggregate whole and the component part. For example, paragraph is part of a document. Each association can have a name, role, multiplicity. So aggregation is a whole part relationship. So that is there. Like schools are part of the university, like that. So that is what aggregation is. Integrity constraints are your. There are two types of integrity constraints. That will be, I think, in block 4 we go to databases and all. You have entity integrity and referential integrity, right? So Huh. So RDBMS integrity for maintaining the quality of the information in the database. Relational DBMS provides integrity rules. In data integrity means that the data is accurate and consistent in the database. So the integrity means that the data is accurate and consistent in the database. There are two rules of integrity by in CORDS model, such as entity integrity and referential integrity. So they are asking you entity integrity. So there are the entity integrity is, it defines that each table have exactly one primary key. A primary key is a set of one or more attributes that can uniquely identify each row in a relation. So this is entity integrity. You also have referential integrity. It means that a foreign key must have matching primary key. So referential integrity constraint ensures that relationship between records and related tables are valid. So that is there. So they are asking you integrity constraints. So there are two integrity constraints. One is entity integrity, where primary key should be there. All the which uniquely identifies the records, and the other is referential integrity. So these are the two integrity rules. Then implementation of control. I think implementation of control is in unit 10. Implementation of control is this one. Huh. So as you know, the controller class manages the controls between different objects. The class aptly receives signals from the external environment or from the objects interacting inside the system. The reaction of the class to these signals essentially results in the operation on objects in the system and transmitting these signals to the outer world. So a controller class can be thought of as a piece of refined behavior captured within an object so that it can be transformed more easily. While implementing design, these classes are introduced to capture the behavior that does not belong to a particular object, and most applications will have these controller classes to sequence its behavior. So to implement these classes, we look for classes that have multiple events and use the timing model to find events for those classes. Then the relevant events are organized in a sequence so that a state transition diagram can be prepared for the class. So the consistency of state diagram is validated against classes and sequence diagrams while building the application. To implement an application state model, the following steps are performed. Find the respective classes for states, find the triggering events, merge state diagrams into code, examine against other state diagrams, examine against other class diagram, examine against sequence diagrams. These steps are, so they are explaining these steps only for the implementation of control. First is finding respective classes for states. The prominent classes to the application are implemented, and corresponding users are also identified. Among these classes, we need to identify those with multiple states. User interface and controller classes are a good place to start for identifying the states. Normally, entity classes are used for storing information and being static in nature, and they do not have multiple states. And then you have to find the triggering event. Explore the scenarios discussed in use cases to identify the events. They are a good source for identifying the common interactions and major events. While working with the application state model, identifying of events is sequence before determining the states, as the emphasis on behavior. Then merge state diagrams into code. After identifying the event, the focus is now on constructing a state diagram for each application class. The classes, whichever temporal behavior are selected. To start with, select one of the temporal classes and sequence diagram which contains that class. The events of the class are then arranged into a path where arcs are labeled by the name of the events. The arcs are connected using states or events. After merging one sequence diagram into a state diagram, select another sequence diagram containing class selected earlier and perform step 2 and 3 again to make the complete state diagram. Look for repetitive loops or repetitive sequence that can be unambiguously identified by the same first and last state. Loops should always have a terminating state that can be characterized with multiple transactions. Alternate paths can be deducted from sequence diagram. Right, so they have given you there could be two paths which appear identical, but in some instances those might be disparate. For example, when the password is entered on the ATM machine, it can have a path where the account is verified, and the alternate path would be that a password is entered incorrectly. So alternate paths also they are considering. Consider adding variations and exceptional events after a normal case has been accounted. For example, in an ATM, if a cancellation request is issued just immediately after submitting it, or the user might not respond to the instructions on the machine, so it will have an exceptional event which is canceling of the thing. Right. A good designer, after completing the step, will validate the diagram, examining whether all events and scenarios have been covered. This can further lead to designers to suggest some events that have not been handled and can impact the state. Consider the state chart diagram building for placing the order on the website. The activity diagram in figure 10.4 shows the steps for placing an order on the website. It is clear from the diagram that the order class is having different states while the order is being processed. So here they are showing you that. So consumer, this is an activity diagram there. This is consumer and system. So the it start connect to order page. So display the order page. The system displays the order page. Then the customer connect as guest or registered user. So create order placement page. So it will show you the order placements page. Then for each item you are searching in the catalog or view item, then display the searched goods, and then add goods to shopping cart. So add good to order. Then end, you are ending the order. So display summary and order total. So make modifications, so it will up you the system will update the order. And now enter payment details, so display payment option and finalize order and stop. Right. So the object transition takes place from one state to another as messages are passed to the different states. So the state and exit transition for order classes: state is open and add item, order complete, transition causing exit from the state, so order complete, item ready to be shipped, start shipping, being shipped, current shipping, waiting for back orders, arrival, back orders, shipped, payment clearance, close, no exit transition required. They have created like that, right? So here if you see first cut state transition graph for order classes. So here this is a state transition diagram: open and add items. So item add, here order complete, item ready to be shipped, so shipping started. So this is a shipping sub thing they have created, where being shipped is there, start is being shipped, then current shipping, back orders, waiting for back orders, so again it will go to being shipped. Then arrival, the arrival of back orders is there, that is being shipped, and then shipped is there after your back orders are complete. Then payment clearance is there, order close, and save and close. So this is how they have made it. So they are just giving you example of how it is making. Then they are saying examining against other state diagrams, you have to see class diagram also, sequence diagram also. So this is what implementation of control is there. So you have to see the different states of classes, or how the classes are getting interaction is going on, and how from one state to another the control is getting. That is implementation of control. Then object model. So we know that object model, you can create from the class diagram the object model. where you have to give the value of the object. That is, there can be different objects for the class. Like car is a class, so Maruti colon car. So that way you can create an object model. So these are the things they have asked you. So from the first question will be compulsory. Second, third, fourth, fifth, they from them you have to attempt any three. Four questions left. The four questions which are left, you have to attempt any three. So this is your one of the question papers, right? So now we are going for December 2023. Again, SOCIS. This is another paper, right? Object-oriented analysis and design is better than structured analysis and design. Explain in detail. Justify the above statement. So, why is it better than the object-oriented analysis and design is better than structured analysis and design? Why is it so? Can anybody tell? Structured in object-oriented analysis and design, it is more related to real-world objects, right? Real-world entities, you can say, nearer to real-world entities. Earlier, when structured analysis was there, you were focusing on the functions and methods, and here we are focusing more on the objects and classes. That is objects, and objects are your real-world entities. That is the main thing. So these are the benefits of object-oriented modeling. Benefits means advantages also. So these are faster development, increased quality, easier maintenance, reuse of software and design framework, reduced development risk. So this was asked to you. So they are talking about the tools. So here, if you there was one question which was asked. Structured approach of problem solving is based on the concept of decomposition of system into subsystem. In this approach of system development, readjustment of some new changes in the system is very difficult. That means if you have to in the future, if you or in your project, if you there are certain new things which need to be added in the system, it was very difficult in the structured and approach to add uh, uh, the new concept or new changes in the system. On the other hand, in object oriented approach, holistic view of application domain is considered and related objects are identified. Further classification of objects are done. Object oriented approach gives space for further enhancement of the system without too much increase in system complexity. So this is the difference between structured approach and object oriented analysis and design, right? This is what you have to explain here. Then what is UML? What are its advantages? Draw class diagram for ATM system. So UML we had seen yesterday also. Where is that?
Unified modeling.
So here you have UML. So UML is Unified Modeling Language. It's a standard modeling language and it is different from other programming languages such as C, C++. Sorry, C++ and Java. It is a pictorial language used to build models for software system. UML is used to design models for large, medium as well as small applications. UML was created by the Object Management Group and the current version doesn't matter to us, right? And they are saying what are the advantages. So advantages are you may specify the structure and behavior of the system, which actually shows the blueprint of the system. It breaks a large complex system into separate fragments that can be understood easily. It can be easily grasped by new team members. The designed UML model is not platform specific, hence it can be used by any developers who are working on different platforms. These are the advantages of UML. And you have to draw a class diagram for ATM system, right? What is inheritance? Explain advantages of inheritance. Again, inheritance is in your unit 1 also. Sorry, where is 1? Unit 1 also you have inheritance. So here also inheritance is given. If you study generalization and inheritance, if you study that, or in the concepts here also inheritance is given. Inheritance is taken in the sense of code reuse within object oriented development. During modeling, we look at the resulting classes and try to group similar classes together so that code reuse can be enforced. Generalization, specialization, and inheritance have a very close association. Generalization is used to refer to the relationship among classes, and inheritance is used for sharing attributes and operation using the generalization relationship. So, in respect of inheritance, generalization and specialization are two phases of a coin, in the sense that if a subclass is seen from a superclass, the subclass is seen as a specialized version of the superclass, and in reverse, a superclass looks like a general form of a subclass. So, use inheritance when one object behaves like another rather than just when the is a relationship applies. So, during inheritance, a subclass may override a superclass feature by defining that feature with the same name. So this is what inheritance is, and what is the advantage? Advantage of inheritance is code reuse. The basic advantage is code reuse and having common behavior. What is an association? Explain use of link in representational association with the help of a diagram. So again, association they have asked. So again, we have seen association. The definition of association again, right? So here again, association is a part of. So this is what you can explain here. So here association, you can also have aggregation is another form of association. About aggregation and association both is given here. So you can go through that. So this is your object diagram. If you want to say object model and object diagram are different. I think the in the previous question paper it was object model. So object model is an OMT model, object modeling technique, where you are showing the static or structure of the system, and showing the attribute and operations, and the diagrams which are there are object diagram and class diagram. So this is your object diagram. This is the way you make an object diagram. If you have a class like car, and Renault colon car name is equal to Kiger price, so the values will be given here. So that will be your object of the class diagram. Object diagram will be created like that. So that is what they are talking about, right? Then again here yesterday also we had seen what is design documentation. Briefly explain the features of good design documentation, right? Documentation is design documentation is required so that other new members who join the software development team can also refer to that and start doing the work ahead. So documentation is very important. So that is given in your thing, so you can read that. What is a functional model? Which diagram is used in functional modeling? The functional model is showing the flow of data in in the diagram, from one process to the other the data is flowing, and it is shown through DFD, data flow diagram. Explain in brief. So that is there. What is so that was first question. Second is, what is state transition diagram? Draw state transition diagram for ATM. So state transition diagram is used to show the state and transitions which are happening between each from one state to another. So that is there. And state transition diagram for ATM machine you have to show. What is generalization? It is a form of inheritance only, where it is a general form, and you have a superclass and a subclass, or a hierarchical form of a thing. How is it different from specialization? So if you see from the subclass point of view, from the superclass, if you see the subclass is a specialized form of superclass, so that is specialization. And if you see from the from subclass to superclass is a general form, so that is generalization. Explain with an example using suitable UML diagram, so you can show in a class diagram, through a class diagram, generalization. If you see from top to bottom, that will be specialization. If you see from bottom to top, that will be generalization. What is a constraint? Explain how constraints are shown in class diagram. So constraints are conditions. So you can apply condition in a class diagram also. You can say that this class has certain condition applied. So constraints are conditions applied, and explain how constraints are shown in a class diagram. So like we can show that uh, a student and a university, if or student in or a course, if student is applying for a course, so one student per course only he can apply. He cannot apply more than one course. So there is a constraint. So you can give a constraint also. What is serialization? Explain its use. Again, serialization we had discussed yesterday also. So in Java, the code is converted into byte code. Why byte code? Because that code can be implemented on any platform, that can be taken to any platform. You do not require to have a specific platform for running that byte code. So that's why serialization helps you in that. Explain the difference between unidirectional and bidirectional association. Unidirectional is one way, bidirectional is both way. Describe how bi-directional association is implemented. So implementation part is in your fourth block, in block 4, right? So this is your this is your bidirectional implementation. So you can show one to one or one to one association, like person and account. So you will have public class person, and you will have a variable for your account class also, right? And this is your constructor, where you are saying account is this variable account is equal to new account is. That means you are creating a object of that account class. Public account get account, so you are calling the function of the account class in the person class. And you are creating an account class also, where you are again creating a variable for the person class. And in the account uh, constructor, you are making this, you are passing the the person as a object to the parameter, and this person is equal to person. That means you are setting, initializing that. And public person get person return person, so you are calling the function of person class here, get person. So this is how you're showing bidirectional. So in this class also you will have an object of the account class. In this account class also you will have an object of the person class. So you can access from here also, from here also. So this is bidirectional. So this is what they are asking you. Then what is component diagram? What are its advantages? Draw a component diagram for ATM system. Again, component diagram also we had discussed earlier also. Component diagram will be in unit 5, I think. Yes, block 1, unit 5. So component diagram, if we go for, so this is the definition. Component diagram is to show the physical components in system have been organized, shows the set of components and the relationship in the system. It helps in understanding if the system's functional requirements are covered by the planned development. So this is what they are saying. The different components are components, interfaces, ports and connectors, right? The advantage, Advantage is this only that you can view the to provide the so it helps you to model the physical aspect of the system, including software components, source code, run code, and executable code. So that is the advantage of a component diagram. It shows you the physical components, the software components also of the system, right? And they are saying to draw the component diagram for ATM system. What is aggregation? Explain the use of aggregate object-oriented system with the help of an example. Again, aggregation is whole part relationship. So you can show with the example like university and school. So schools are part of university. So a diamond will be showing towards the university. Diamond symbol. Write short notes on the following abstract class. Abstract class is a superclass which does not have its own, you can say, body, a function body, but the function can be made in this. The function doesn't have its body, but the body of the function will be implemented in the child classes. So that is an abstract class. Use case diagram definition you can give, sequence diagram definition, then object class and database tables, right? So this is what they have asked in your December 2023 paper, right? Any doubts? Any doubt, class?
No doubt, man.
Anything which you need to discuss, which you need to go through?
Mhm. No, no. Mainly diagrams are important and
Yes,
the
I
basic.
already told you, you have to study about diagrams, all the diagrams definition. What is the objective of making that diagram? What type of diagram it is? It is a dynamic diagram or a structural diagram, right? There are in UML, you have two types of diagram, static and dynamic, or you can say structural or behavioral, right? So what kind of diagram it is? What is the definition of that diagram? And what are the advantage of that diagram? What is the purpose of that diagram? On how to draw is also there. And you also have to study about the association, aggregation, composition, generalization, specialization, cohesion and coupling. They have not asked, but you should study what is modularity and what is cohesion and coupling. So decomposing your software into modules, different modules, is known as modularity. And what is cohesion and what is coupling, you should know. You should know what is OAD, what is OMT, what is OM, object oriented modeling, what are the three models in object oriented modeling. So all these, or you can say object oriented modeling techniques, what are the different models in that? So you have object model, dynamic model, and functional model. So you should know all these things, so you are prepared for your exam, right? So that's why I told you to download the previous 5 question papers, right? So you can go for June 2025 and December 2024. You will go here, right? So you can go for June 2025, December 2024, and for other papers you will go here before to December 2024. You will go here, which we are seeing here, right? So
Right.
for studying right now, so your focus should be of drawing on your paper, because in theory you have to write the papers. So the focus should be that you should know how to draw the diagram on paper, right? So all the diagrams you should know how to draw them, because they can ask you class diagram also, they can ask you use case diagram also, they can ask you sequence diagram also, they can ask you component diagram also. Any diagram they can ask you to draw, right?
Ma'am, you can just send some questions related to Viva so that we can prepare them. Means what type of questions can be asked in Viva over
So they
the
can ask you what is a collaboration diagram, what does a collaboration diagram do,
okay.
right? And what is use case diagram? They can ask you different diagram. What is UML?
Mm-hmm.
What are the different diagrams in UML,
Okay.
right? They can ask you what is OOAD,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Right.
what is the difference between structural approach and object oriented approach,
Okay.
right? They can ask you any kind of question from your syllabus only. They can also ask you what is object, what is class,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And what are the
One thing
basic.
I want to ask you that is it possible that a child gets 4 marks in practical Viva?
Viva or your whole complete practical?
This MCOL Viva, a child is getting 4 marks. Is this possible?
If he has not answered anything, then probably he will get. They have given not zero; they have given something.
Because candidate, there was a candidate who was shared his mark sheet with us. So he was saying that in theory he's got good marks. It was 70, 80 like that he's got, but in theory he's getting his
If
practical
he
Viva
must
he's getting
not
four.
have answered anything, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
No, I was just asking. I'm not saying that
No,
you have given.
he
I'm
may
just
get.
asking.
He may
Is
get
it
if
possible?
suppose they have asked you 5 questions
Okay.
and you are not able to answer, or you are able to answer one simple question, but others question you are not able to answer.
Okay.
Then what will they do?
Okay. That is it.
Or you are not able to answer only one question also not.
Mm-hmm.
Then what will they do?
Definitely.
Like
That is
probably sometime what happens, the students are clear in their mind that what to write in the answers.
right.
But when they have to speak regarding
They
the
are
answers,
hesitating.
they get confused or they get nervous, so they don't
Yes.
answer. So that is a
That,
problem.
yes, that happens. That is the
I'm not
problem.
saying the what the examiner has deliberately done that. I don't know the
Yes, no,
situation.
I'm not also saying that.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
we
Deliberately
are
they have
just
done. I
discussing
don't know.
on we are just discussing on the 4 marks, not on the mindset of the candidate, not on the
I
mindset of
don't
the
know what is
examiner
the
purpose.
mindset of the candidate and what is the mindset of the examiner who was asking the question. So I don't
Yes,
know probably
yes,
on what basis they have. I'm just guessing. Either
yes,
he
yes,
must not have answered the question because
yes, ma'am.
he must be clear in his mind, but he could not answer because of
Mhm.
nervousness or whatever.
Right, right, right. That is it. No, because sometimes it gets out of the brain. Some
Yeah,
things.
I understand that. I
Last
understand.
time I
So
was asked about that binary tree, and I explained and I gave answers, but the two words that it is a binary structure that I missed it. So
hmm.
that happens sometimes.
So it happens. It is not a issue. So
Mm,
I'm just saying that whenever you are answering a question, just be clear in your mind and don't take any tension or any nervousness. If you know
mm.
the answer, just answer the question. And if you don't know, just say, I don't know. Simple.
Yes, 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 definitely. Right, thank you, madam.
Welcome. Anything else? Is there any question? Anything you need to discuss?
No, not now.
Anybody has any doubt or anything?
Ma'am, is it possible to go through the collaboration diagram in very short way again?
What do you have any doubt in the collaboration diagram?
Yes, a little bit, ma'am.
What?
Like the process of how it's drawn, the methods that are decided. I just got little bit confused while.
Actually, the method part is a separate part. After the collaboration diagram, you can find out what are the methods from that. But first, you need to draw the collaboration diagram. That is what the thing is.
Okay.
Basically, what I have understood that suppose we are going to perform a process, So we have to understand the main things involved in the process, and then we have to write the interaction between them in parts of numbers, like one to first what we will do, second what we will do, second
Yes.
part will be done by which part, third part who will do, and that we have to. That is basically collaboration. What I understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you understand the sequence diagram?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So it is both sequence diagram and collaboration diagram are interaction diagrams, right? Sequence
Okay,
diagram
yes.
is drawn in a different way. You have entities and the lines are shown and the connectivity is being shown by that you are inserting a card. Then it is going to the ATM console. Then it is going to the bank database for verification and all that. Sequence wise, it is going right.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And in collaboration diagram, it is not sequence wise, only message passing and numbering of the messages are there. So you have customer, you have ATM console, you have bank database or whatever, and the customer is the first message is customer is entering the card. Then second message is that ATM console asks for prompts the user for entering the pin. So it is by message passing and
So,
messages and
so,
numbering.
on what basis the numbering is done? For example, I in
On the
the
basis of what
Suppose
is happening at what time.
no, I
Suppose
understand.
I
Yes.
say that, let me explain something. Suppose you are a person and you have to clean your spectacles. Suppose this is the process. No. So there are two items. One is you, and another class is the lens wipe or the spectacles, whatever you can say. So that is the class. Now, first method, what you'll do, the number one,
No,
when
no,
customer
that that I
pick up the spectacles.
that
First
that
check
I under, that I understood that
this.
how the process the numberings depend on the process. I just wanted to know that how we are assigning. If you ma'am allow me to just share the screen.
The
Yes.
same order that you are having the process, the same order you are going to number it. Suppose first is pick up the spectacles, that is done by customer.
So
Second is cleaning, pick up the wipes. The wipes se aayega wo cleaning the wipe.
that I understood. The thing is that, for example, if you're looking at this collaboration diagram of this banking system, I see that insert ATM card is here, request pin is here,
So
and
Hmm.
then
first is
pin
insert
enter.
ATM card.
First
Like,
Then
is
what will
insert
happen?
ATM.
The the ATM will request your PIN. So that is the second part.
no, no, that I understood. That is not my question. My question is why insert ATM card? I mean, insert ATM card is here, request pin is here, and then we and
See the point of where is the arrow going?
first is coming from customer.
What will the customer do?
The customer go to the ATM machine and insert the ATM card.
So that is the first message. And
Yeah.
what will the ATM machine do after that?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Then it will request the pin,
It will request the pin.
and
That
then I
is the
enter
way it is
the pin.
going on. Then the pin will be entered by the user. Again, the arrow thing, customer to ATM pin. On that arrow, the third is pin entered. Right.
Okay.
Then what will the ATM card will do after that? It will verify from the bank database,
Yes,
from the
yes.
account.
Account.
So fourth
Yes,
message will go to account.
yes, yes.
And then what account will do? Account will send pin OK
Okay,
to the
yes.
ATM machine.
And then it will go
That is
to
the fifth
request
message.
option.
Then ATM machine will sixth message will be ATM machine will say request for enter your option.
Yes, yes, yes.
Then customer will do what? Customer will accept enter the option
Yeah.
for withdrawal or whatever. Then
Yes.
ATM machine will tell him to request for the amount to be
Yes.
withdrawn. Then
Yes.
customer will again enter the amount, eighth message, right? Then
Yes. Yes.
ATM machine will verify from the account whether the amount,
Process transaction.
can be processed or not. That
Yes.
means the amount is more than the that what you say
Balance, sufficient balance of.
balance and right.
Yes.
Then the account, then if it is okay, then the transaction will be successful,
Yes.
withdrawn will be done, and the customer will get the cash in the dispenser. So customer will the ATM machine will dispense the cash in the machine. Customer will collect the cash, take the cash,
Okay, okay, okay. Now I.
right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Now I
That
got it.
is what it is happening.
Okay, okay. Now I got it. I actually got confused by seeing the sequence of numbers. Some of them are above, some of them are below.
No, no, it
Now I
is the
understand.
way from where the arrow to that customer to machine, machine to account, wherever what is happening, the way that message numbers are given.
Got it. So basically, the processes mentioned here are basically from customer to machine. The
Yes,
processes mentioned here are from ATM to the customer.
yes.
Yes, yes. Now I got it. Now I
And
got it.
these are what your methods are.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
If you are
Madam,
saying
just
customer will do what, customer methods are what, customer will insert card, customer will enter pin, customer will enter
Should
the option,
take
customer will
cash.
enter the amount, take cash, and
Correct.
terminate.
Yeah, got it,
These
ma'am.
are the methods
Got
for
it.
the customer.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Got it.
Madam,
Okay.
one thing I wanted to ask
Thank you.
you,
Yes.
that just like is collaboration diagram for banking system, it is a banking system diagram collaboration for a successful transaction.
This
Uh,
is for not banking system. Actually, they have written wrongly. It is for
it's,
ATM system. It will
yes, so
not
it
be
is
for
a
banking system.
yes, it is a successful transaction. So if
Yes.
somebody makes the diagram for unsuccessful transaction, because
Then you
it will
have
be
to then you have to the bank will give a response that the pin is incorrect or the amount is insufficient, whatever,
yes, yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes,
And the response will be given to the ATM
customer
by the ATM machine to the customer that
funds
unsuccessful
are insufficient.
insufficient fund available.
Yes, yes. So that is acceptable.
Yes, that is acceptable. What is the problem?
Yes, that is because the unsuccessful transaction
The
diagram
ATM
will be a
machine.
small diagram and the
Yeah,
successful
ATM
transaction will
machine
be a
will
large
not
one.
give you the option to select an option that
Yes,
withdrawal, yeah,
yes,
cash
yes, yes,
deposit, yeah, whatever. It will not give you
yes,
that. It will
yes,
simply say insufficient fund and exit.
yes, yes. So that is why I was asking that is it that unsuccessful transaction because it will be a short diagram by means of examination. The time is limited. So that's why I was asking you that we can have that diagram also.
You can have that diagram, but if you are not given any scenario, they are
Yes,
just saying
yes.
you make a ATM machine system.
Hmm.
Right. Then you should probably not include a shorter thing. You should
Okay.
always say withdrawal. You are selecting a withdrawal option and you are taking the cash and all that.
Okay.
That is a better option.
Okay.
If they are giving you a scenario that it is
Okay.
unsuccessful and you exit, then
Okay.
that is a separate issue.
So
Okay.
if no scenario is mentioned, we can just assume the positives of the transaction or the process and
Yes,
make the diagram.
generally.
Okay,
Generally.
okay, okay.
In a activity diagram, if you are making a activity diagram or a state transition diagram, there you can give what you can give
The
in a
handling of
in a
the error.
state transition diagram or an activity diagram. There you can give, if it is successful then this will happen, if it is not successful then this will happen,
Okay. Okay.
right? Remember,
Yes, ma'am.
you have an option or a if kind of a thing there.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So there you can do that. So there, so you have to mention both the things. If it is successful, you will go to this process. If it is not successful, you will go to the other process.
Okay. If I had a diagram, ma'am, that I had made in the assignment, if you can check once,
Yeah,
it's
please.
correct, so that just a minute. It's fine for the exam also. I made this in the visual paradigm.
Hmm.
So this was the activity diagram for the online banking system.
Please zoom it.
Zoom.
Yeah, on the base. Yes.
This is fine.
Fine. So first is start, then authenticate user. So if it is successful, you have written what?
The here a
Invalid,
description is
valid.
done.
Okay. So
Yeah, invalid.
invalid. So increment attempt. Okay. And then display dashboard. Okay, fine. So increment attempt is
So if it's less than 3 attempts, then if the
It
user
shows
takes,
show error message and go to authenticate user again. And
yes,
if it is more than three, then lock the account.
yes.
Okay, fine.
If it's
Then in the dashboard, transfer money, check balance. Okay, enter recipient details, enter amount, validate details. So check sufficient balance, invalid show error message. Okay. If you are validating the details, why are you showing check balance in down? Validating details means you are checking the balance, right?
yes, yes,
Why are
ma'am.
you showing again and again the condition?
Okay, yeah, it
This
is.
is twice you have mentioned. Validating details means you are entering the amount. It is validating that the amount is sufficient to be dispersed or not. So there is no need for check sufficient balance, and again you are giving a condition. This is not, there is no need here.
Okay,
You have
yes.
twice you are checking it.
Yes, actually, no, this invalid, I thought that this invalid part would be for
For what?
recipient details only.
But you have entered the transfer amount before validating details. Either you take that validating details before the enter amount, then it can be valid.
No, first we entered the recipient. Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
You
You
should
know,
have
validate
mentioned
details
earlier.
must be the step after recipient details. Then after validating details, you enter the transfer amount. Then your diagram can be validated that sufficient balance is correct.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm just made a common decision. Okay, okay, yes.
Then that way it would have been okay that you are actually checking that you are a valid user or not, or you can say authenticating the user, and then you are checking that entering the amount. Then that way it was okay, but you have done it later on after entering the amount.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay, go down now. Then execute transfer. Okay, send debit SMS. Show success message. What does that? Okay, you are showing that way. It was not required. Only one message was okay, and then stop.
okay,
If you are showing a success message, it will definitely go back to your debit card automatically, and on your screen also it will be there.
okay.
It
I
is
thought that,
okay.
yes, ma'am.
It is okay. It is not a problem. I'm just saying only one message was okay.
Okay, okay, okay. So basically the issue is
Only
there.
one issue you have created. Otherwise, it was okay.
Okay, 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 ma'am.
This is for online.
Banking system, online
You are
net
showing
banking system, I think so.
online.
Online banking system, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. It's not a problem. It is okay.
Okay, ma'am.
After you are log into the, you are authenticating the user in the first instance, right? When you are
Yes,
entering.
yes, yes.
So later on, when you are validating the details of the user, you are not required to validate the user, because at login only the validation is going on when you are authenticating. What is the requirement for validating the user later on?
Where, ma'am? Here I just
Authenticate
authenticated the
user
user.
means here, even if you write login
Hmm.
instead of authenticate user, you write login.
Yes, ma'am.
That means the same thing. So you are checking that the user is valid or not, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you are going to the dashboard.
Yes.
So what is enter recipient details will help you.
This is
Okay.
the page
Yes.
that the net banking page, if we get that area, right, where we enter the recipient details. My idea here was that first we
Okay.
enter the recipient details and all. If the recipient details is not correct, it will not go to the check sufficient balance at all. It will stop the user there. If the
Hmm.
recipient details is correct, then the
Okay.
balance is
Fine.
retrieved from the server and that.
But
That is the
In
I
online,
common decision.
in online transfer, recipient details, you have to first register that the beneficiary has to be
that
added.
is, yes, madam, that is registration. So it should not be there. It should only be, you should have given some options like transfer money, NEFT, RTGS, whatever it is like that. That might have you have been given.
Yeah,
No,
I thought
that
it
is
was
okay. Fund transfer money is also okay. Fund transfer is also okay. Only thing is after transfer, for fund transfer, you can select a recipient or you can add a recipient. That processes you
Hmm.
can add. You can add.
So first he must select that recipient, and
Huh.
then he must transfer the money.
Huh.
No, I think so. In the assumptions part in the assignment, I have written that the recipient is an already registered beneficiary.
So
So it
if
will
it is
probably.
already registered, then
No,
then
but
there is no need for
Oh no, no,
verifying
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I did not make that assumption.
no,
Yes, yes.
actually there may be many
For quick
recipients. So
transfers, I think
selection
I
of
did.
a recipient is there. It can be that you may have many beneficiaries, so you are selecting any one recipient from that beneficiary. That is correct. But the transfer money should come only after you have to selected the recipient.
Yeah, but in net banking system, we also have the option for quick transfer where we do not need a recipient. I mean beneficiary, right? So we can send a
Oh
limited
yeah,
amount.
yeah.
So if we are, I think I have taken that scenario into account. I
Okay.
don't
Hmm.
exactly remember what assumption. I think so. I have taken that scenario into account. A quick transfer
See,
recipient.
otherwise, so it is okay. You will not, the marks will not be deducted for you. Your mind was okay with the your scenario. Only thing is your condition
Common
should
decision.
should
Yeah.
have been a different thing.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Got it now. I got that.
So it is probably okay. It's not a problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Anything else?
No, no, ma'am. It was so.
Any other doubt? Everybody has put their attendance in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll just wish you best of luck for your theory exams.
Thank you, madam.
When is your first exam?
20. The 18,
20th
18,
of
18.
18,
18.
18th
ma'am.
of
18.
18th of December.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So you have time right now.
Yes. This is the second paper on 20.
So you have 17 days left, right?
Yes.
Probably. So you can. So your first paper is of which paper is your first paper?
Web technologies,
Web technologies. Okay. Are you
MCSL.
conversant with that?
We are continuing with it.
So on that day, last Sunday, did you attend the class?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I told Mr. What was his name? The sir to tell you the details in one class. I don't know
Yes, he told.
where.
Yes, he told us.
Did you understand anything?
He was telling about different aspects at how to install it, how to log in, how to create it. Many things he told it.
Hmm. No,
But
that
it is
whatever
matter,
he
but it is a matter of practice. No, how much we practice after
yes.
that understanding.
I told you. I also told you on Saturday when I took class on Saturday. I told you to install it and just run the programs as given in your practical book.
Mhm.
So probably you will be able to understand how it is run and all that if you want to run it. For MCA OL, it will be generally Viva based. So
Mhm.
focus on what questions they may ask the servlet, what are the different servlets, and what are JDBC, uh,
Mhm.
whatever the questions are there in your what is JSP, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is bootstrap, or what all things hibernate and all that, whatever is there. So you should focus on the for MCAOL. I'm saying those who are ODL, that is a separate issue because they have to go to the center, but for ODL, focus on the Viva based questions, right? And when is
Right.
your OAD paper?
220, 20th December.
Okay, so you have time. So whether or not OAD is simple to pass, it's not difficult. Only thing is you should know the diagrams, how to draw it. You should know
Yes.
the definition, advantages. That's all.
Mm.
That is the important thing. Otherwise, it's not difficult to pass OAD,
Yes.
right? So
Right.
anybody is left for the attendance? Everybody has submitted their assignments also up to 20th of November was the last date, whatever.
Yes, madam, we have submitted.
So just focus on that and just go through your study material. For I'll tell you for the web technologies also, for other papers also. You have web
Mm.
technologies, OAD. What else? What else are the other papers? So, networking.
Net data and computer networking is there, and then there is one more paper is there.
Data warehousing.
Web technology or the data warehouse.
Data warehousing. Yes, yes.
Data mining and data warehouse.
Data mining and data warehouse. Yeah, data mining and data warehouse also. I'll just so in that on what practicals you have done in that?
We did not
Data.
have any practicals for that. But
Acha, you don't have, only theory is there.
yes,
Yes.
So then it is okay. So in data mining and data warehouse also you should know what is data mining, what is data warehouse, different types of warehouses, what are different warehouse data warehouses.
Mm.
So there are whatever is given in your study material, Lara. And I told you for all the all the uh, courses, just go through the previous 5 question papers, download previous 5 question papers of whatever courses you have, right? And go through those question papers. You will probably be prepared for your exam, right?
yes, ma'am.
किसी भी सब्जेक्ट का हो, किसी भी कोर्स कोड का प्रीवियस 5 क्वेश्चन पेपर्स डाउनलोड कर लो, उसको प्रैक्टिस कर लो. दैट इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट. पर ये है कि प्रैक्टिस करने का ये मतलब नहीं है कि रट्टा मार लो उसका, क्योंकि कहने का मतलब है कॉन्सेप्ट आपको पता है, आंसर आपको पता है उस चीज का. ओनली थिंग इज ये वो आपको हेल्प करेगा कि वो कॉन्सेप्ट को आपको अच्छी तरह पढ़ के जाना है ताकि आप आंसर कर सको क्वेश्चंस को, राइट? So I'll just wish you best of luck for your exams, right?
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, madam.
Welcome, and we'll see whenever we'll meet next time,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Okay, then take care.
Okay,
Should
Thank you, madam.
anybody have any other question, or should we end the class?
So, madam, thank you. Have a good day, madam.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.
Bye.
bye, ma'am.
Bye.